So let me give you a gist. As I have ring lights, and they blessed me with ring light, and I don't have a full-time job. So I said, let me give us, something to ponder. Here's what I'll start with. So yesterday, interestingly enough, I said, let me open up, a portion of scripture, and I was reading from a particular passage, and then I saw one story. Now, before I tell you what scripture it was, I'll give you the gist, I'll give you the story, the way I saw it. All right. So you have maybe two people who are in high positions of authority. One was the king of Israel, the other was the king of Judah. Bible scholars already know the story, but for those of us that don't, if you're like me and you just found out or you're just finding out, please stay with me. So the king of Judah visited the king of Israel, and the king of Israel wanted him to align forces with him so that they could attack a particular place, Ramoth Gilead, I think. So he says, yes, by all means, I'll join you on your conquest. However, because the king of Judah was someone who revered the Lord and he sought the will of God in things that he did, he said he would like to hear first from a prophet, and he asked if there were any prophets around so they could get insights or they could get the word of the Lord. And then they called all the prophets came out and they lined up and they were just saying things that they wanted to hear. Say, yes, go for it, victory is yours, you've got this, we see you taking on the head of the enemy, we see you coming back with a great victory, to be an amazing conquest. Some even had like demonstrations, like their prophecy for some of them was a demonstration. I remember I said one had like a ram's horn that was designed or ornamented. I don't know, I think it was made of some metal or something. Isha was looking good, and he said that, see, just like this horn, that's how your victory is going to be shining. It's going to be amazing stuff. So after all the washing and all, the king of Judah said, I've heard these guys though, but I mean, are there no other prophets in town so they can give us a second opinion, And then the king of Israel says, there's somebody, but man, I don't like the guy. They talk better thing about me. Literally, the guy said, anytime he doesn't say anything good about me. He's always preaching doom. I love message translation, by the way. And the guy's like, call him, let him come. So they went to go and call this other prophet, and then they told him that, see, everybody has said yes, there's going to be victory, there's going to be an amazing display, the enemies are going to be crushed, blah blah blah. You said, just talk your own, say the truth, say what we have said, align with us. And he was like, whatever God says, I will say. I love that guy. So they brought him out, and then he went before the king. Interestingly, when they asked him, the first thing he said was, yes, you're going to have a victory and you're going to win. And then the king now said, have I not told you to always speak the truth whenever you are before me? Tell me the truth. After the guy started, he said, very good. Very, very good. You have asked me for the truth. I'll tell you the truth. Let's go. He said, God is looking at the people and he's like, these people are lost. There's no one to lead them. And they are scattered about. What can we do? And then he said, it's as if there was a case in heaven and God was asking, what can we do to bring this the king of Israel to his end? And then there was like a brainstorming session, and then one spirit or one angel in some other translation said, what if we entice him to go for war, and then in war he meets his end? He says, like God was not like, okay, interesting, but how can we do that? The angel now said, would seduce him, would make the prophet lie to him that he's going to win so that he will go. And I was like, okay. God now said, that's a good idea. I said, that's no problem. Let's run now. Literally, that's what that's the illustration the prophet gave, that's what's happening, that you're about to meet your end, but this is how it was determined. I don't know why he felt the need to lay it that way, and I'm sure, I don't know if that's what happened in heaven. God have mercy. Show us these things. But it was like a movie, and then his fate was sealed. Do you know that out of nowhere, one of that prophet came and gave him Adibin, I know you. In short, he chop him. The guy collect. I was just reading this thing. I'm like, yeah? I'm gonna slap the guy. And I said that since when did the Spirit of God leave me and enter you that you are talking? He was like in the rank of prophetic things. Who are you? What are you saying? Who are you? How do you form? What is happening? I don't know where that came from. Anyway, that's how they gave my guy a slap. My guy was not like, you slapped me. See, surely as the God that I serve lives. All of you people are watching, you saw how they slapped me. All this thing that I've said, if it doesn't come to pass, my God is not alive. Something like that, sha. And that's how they ordered him to be thrown out into the dungeon or into the cell, and they sha casted him away. And guess what happened? Well, you guessed it right. They went to war. So, for some reason, the king of Israel decided to dress down for battle. Like, he didn't, put on gang, king's armor and everything. It was now the king of Judah that dressed up, was gallant in his regalia, in his armor. And then the enemies had already connived that they should just forget all these small men, all the military people, go for the head, go for the king. And then that's how there was so much pressure on the king of Judah on the battlefield. God shall intervened, according to what the scripture wrote. And they just found out that he was not the one that they wanted. So they left him. This is the best part. Oh, God forgive me. It's not the best part for the king, the person that I'm about to, that met his demise. But what happened was really interesting. It says that somebody aimlessly just fired an arrow. I see the person did like this. And then that arrow from nowhere just came and met the king. Met him, he didn't say which part of his body, but he didn't die immediately. He met him somewhere. Then the king shouted, that's the king of Israel, by the way. Take me away, like, let's leave this place. Almost like a retreat. That's how they pulled him to the side. They should have got him to a safe place, and then he was watching the battles from the sidelines. Well, my guy no make him for that injury. He didn't survive it. It was ridiculous. It was crazy. And then the king of Judah survived. So the king of Israel's name was Ahab, and the king of Judah was Jehoshaphat. And that was how Jehoshaphat survived. And he went back home, and they had a victory also. And the end of the story. But I think what really piqued my interest was how the two kingdoms separated. Like, Israel was supposed to be one nation, but here there was Judah, then there was Israel. And it says that God was not happy with the way things were happening in Israel because they had set up idol camps, sex camps, worshipping other gods and all of that. And he said that the record was that Jehoshaphat in his time actually cleaned up all of that in his own place, right? That was in 2 Chronicles 17. And then in 2 Chronicles 20 or 21, I'm not sure, he goes on to say that he didn't do those things, that he tried though, but he failed to clean up the sex shops and the idol camps and all of that. So that part left me be confused, right? If you are is it altruistic? I don't know the word to use, but if you are a Bible scholar, if you're an excellent Bible scholar, and you have an idea of what went on, what transpired in that period, or you understand the ecumenical context of scriptures, feel free to reach out to me and let me know what you think, or let me know what happened.